bigger the guns, the bigger the boom.
I'm gonna flip you like a table.
Это было несложно. Ты слаб.
Hello and welcome back everyone to the Quake PGL Open. We have just had 3 insane quarterfinals. We are going to be moving into our last one before we get over to the semis. It is going to be the boys you just saw on screen. It will be Dahang going versus Killsen. As before, I'm joined by Jahar and 40 Lions to help me break this one down as we move into it. I got your thoughts very briefly before the break, but have you got any feelings of the type of strategies that we could see used by either of these players?
I'm just excited to see an all-NA grand final.
But you heard from Cooler, we've got the quota filled.
That's true.
Just one.
It's never enough.
All right. I know it's not necessarily related to this specific match, and I know that I dug my grave saying that Rafa wasn't going to make top 8.
Multiple graves.
Okay.
Dug multiple graves.
Yeah, multiple graves.
Hate on Rafa,
so
that's
that
all.
you know, I can be spread into multiple, strange ritual. I think that Rafa might take the whole tournament now. I don't want to be quoted on that anymore, though. So let's talk about this instead.
You're saying this when
We've got some
Dahang is
stats.
on the screen.
It's
right
true,
here, right now.
because I've always felt that Dahang is the strongest NA player, but Rafa's looking so good this tournament. It's going to be down to either of these to show strong performance as well. But taking a look over at that railgun, Killsen, that's what he's known for. It's 8% higher than Dahang's. Well, curious whether he's going to be relying on, actually the weapons across the board. I mean, it's very typical European versus North American there.
I'll take that with a grain of salt, yeah.
I mean, again, aim is great, but have you got the intelligence to back it up? And North America, throughout Quake Champions, I've got to say on the whole, has been better. Team modes for sure, in duel even at least. And right now, both of the leading North American players are a huge threat to the Europeans in the tournament. So I'm kind of feeling quite confident in Dahang as well. I think he might have his spirits lifted by Rafa and want to not be outmatched by him.
Yeah, and of course we've got Killsen in here as well, who again is one of the most consistent players, and he's even been said to just get better as the tournament wears on. But he's not looking worn down at all. He's just always kind of chipper, and we see him pop off a little bit during the matches, but we never really see him dwell very much on a loss. But he hasn't had too many losses, of course. He's gotten this far, and Dahang is going to be a tough one, I think.
No, absolutely. Well, as you were mentioning about Killsen, we do have an interview with him, so let's go and take a look what the man said.
I'm Killsen from Germany, and yeah, I'm playing Quake since 2004 already. 2004 being my first international event in France, and yeah, had a lot of fun and sticking to it until today. My hometown is called Osnabrück. It's a little smaller city, like 180,000 citizens, but it's quite a cool place, not like too filled like you have on bigger cities, so that's what I really enjoy about my home city. I got introduced to Quake from my brother. Like he used to play with his friends back then, like 2002, 2003, and yeah, I sneaked onto his PC since I didn't have a PC that time, and just played a couple of matches, and that's literally where everything began until I got my own PC and my own internet, and I started participating. I really like the duel mode in Quake. It's like this FPS duel is what no other game is giving me, like Quake is, and yeah, that's what I really love, like this face-to-face battles. It's something you don't have in team mode games. They are also fun, of course, to play with your friends, but I really like this face-to-face battles. My favorite champion is Nyx. And yeah, I really like to use her ability. You can decide whether you want to use it aggressive or defensive, and that makes her quite flexible. Also, her wall jump is quite useful to escape from an opponent or like yeah, attack sneaky. I do really like to play against claws, but yeah, sadly I'm not doing it right now. We didn't met in the tournament, but maybe that's also a good thing. But I really like to have these aim battles with claws, and I already showed in the past that I'm able to beat him. Huge thanks to my org Big, sending me here, having me overall, and also our sponsors like Corsair, Omen, Herlux, Noble Shares. Thanks so much for the support, and also to my family and yeah, my girlfriend, my son at home.
Wonderful to hear from Killsen. Again, him and his foe Dahang having won dual title through Quake Champions last year. Killsen got in the first place in the Italian Open Invitational, and obviously, as I mentioned before, DreamHack Winter 2017, Dahang took down a pretty big title in itself, and that's where they had a fascinating battle that went down to the wire. Are we expecting something like this again? Maybe even with the bans and picks that we have here?
Yeah, of course, with Clutch and Nyx both taken out of there. We just heard, of course, from Killsen that Nyx is his favorite. And it's at that point in interviews where you might need to start just, lying about who your favorite champion is. But, of course, it's easy to see in how Killsen plays, especially on that Nyx. And going into Corrupted Keep for a first map is a good way to kind of kick things off with a bang.
I'm just interested to see what Dahang's going to pick lineup-wise on Corrupted Keep. I know that Clutch is so important. That's why Killsen was immediately like, no, I'm not going to let you have that, because we've seen how deadly Dahang can be. But we've also seen him kind of experiment with the champion pool, and he's gotten so good with so many champions. I'm really looking forward to what he pulls out on Corrupted.
I think you hit the nail on the head regarding that Clutch, actually. That was one of the main factors in deciding who won that matchup in DreamHack Winter 2017, because Killsen simply could not get past him. There was some kind of block that he had then to stop him getting into the next stage of the tournament. But we get Ruins there as well as the tiebreaker. Again, a lot of people know Killsen for his rail, but he seems to regularly pick Corrupted Keep more than content using the other weapons.
I mean, you have to be. It is Quake.
This is true.
Yeah.
It's almost been like a meme with Killsen in the past. It's like he will just spawn by rail, as if that's what he demanded the game to allow him to do, and he will only use rail. He should use rocket or LG in this situation, but no, he'll keep using the rail. But since those times, he's really developed a lot, and he is world class in combat skills. I think that's something that Dahang is going to have to think about moving into fights, as I believe he's a far more sort of strategic, slow player, and definitely him and Rafa share some common functions there.
A little bit, yeah. So, of course, Dahang, always fun to see what he pulls out of the hat. He's always looking for a way to surprise and antagonize his opponent. On Corrupted Keep, it's very difficult to keep anything up your sleeve, but with the BJ, Galena, and Ranger pick, it's going to be a little bit more vanilla for Dahang, actually. We've got, of course, some of the newer champions coming out of Killsen with that Death Knight, of course, but Dahang's playing it really straight.
Yeah.
Quick predictions just as we jump right into the game, guys. Jahar, on the spot.
Dahang.
Dahang.
Right on. I'm going to go with Killsen just to also add some mixture in here.
Well, you've doomed him, so great job.
Well, guys, I will not keep you any longer. Jahar 40, take away the last quarterfinals between Dahang and Killsen.
I just have to stay with Dahang. You know, it's been too long.
He's
I can't
rolling off
change
the
my
victory
pace
from
now.
QuakeCon. He feels good. He wants to be in semis with his teammate, but let's get into it right now. Dahang will spawn in with that Mega and the LG, and here comes the fight over rockets. Immediately, the dual wheel comes out. Killsen with the dire orb will not admit it. Oh, the rail, or the shotgun, fantastic from Killsen taking out Dahang here, as the dire orb didn't quite do the job, but the shotgun will.
We've seen so many fights in this map during the tournament that don't devolve into let's fight each other at rocket launcher right away in the first 10 seconds, but that's exactly what we got right here. And Dahang's going to be losing out on his BJ immediately. And so with Killsen defending this Mega, it's going to be an item trade, but again, just going in for that rocket launcher. I mean, maybe if you had brought in, you know, Ranger, maybe, but BJ doesn't have that consistency right off the spawn. Killsen pushing back out from the LG, looking to make some damage happen.
Dahang trying to get an LG of his own. Killsen doesn't want that to happen as he fires a rocket into the red room here, keeping Dahang at bay. Up a champ early. Dahang will get in on the LG finally, but at what cost here? Dire Orb comes out from both players, and the switch to rocket from Killsen is fantastic, and he will be rewarded with the Mega.
I think from that angle, Dahang was looking for a way back out, but that orb made things very difficult indeed, as Dahang is now down to his Galeno, like you said. Killsen already doing a little bit of damage on the exit from the tribal, but Dahang's shotgun has to be respected, and you have to be very careful, especially in Quake Champions, trying to go, okay, I've done this much damage to my opponent in the last fight, maybe I can spawn Shoddy and take him down very quickly. Your window of opportunity there is actually very narrow, but just as narrow are Dahang's chances of getting in on either of these items for free. We've got Killsen waiting for that Mega getting the grab, and it's going to be taken away just about at the same time as that heavy from Dahang.
Dahang eating a lot of machine gun damage there. Those 15s add up very quickly here as Killsen switches to the LG. Dahang with the rockets raining them down. Doesn't hit anything that he needs, and Killsen will take him out with a shotgun.
So a fairly standard opening round there on Corrupted Keep, where we saw early damage on the rocket launcher. Again, whenever you spawn in Quake Champions Duel, you know where your opponent has spawned, and generally you know who can get in on that rocket launcher first and get the grab, but sometimes it's worth it just to push in for the damage either way from the doorway. And again, we're going to see a similar spawn here from Dahang, but he's going to get that rocket launcher first. Killsen waiting for him this time instead on the LG.
So we have a bit of a machine gun fight here. Killsen putting out a lot of damage. Dahang returning as well. The heavy machine gun, so deadly, but Killsen is stuck here. Dahang not letting him out for free here. 26 HP will escape to the 225s and the 50 armor. Killsen gets a bit lucky with that one.
Yeah, he's going to be able to hold on to this heavy, kind of banking that Dahang is going to go for the safe play of the Mega instead. And that's exactly how it plays out, but Killsen still needs a little bit more to be able to bring to the fight up against Dahang, who's already popped his dual wield. It's going to be baited out, allowing Killsen to make it much more of an even fight, stacks notwithstanding.
And that shotgun blast from Killsen as he drops down. Dahang trying to chase with these rockets, trying to get any damage he can. And items will not be up for about 8 seconds here, and will Dahang mosey on over to heavy? He will. Killsen does have the upper advantage here. Rockets out as he comes through the portal, doesn't hit, but the Shove Slayer will, and Killsen finds the right Dahangle on that and takes him down.
It's going to be Killsen trying to push back in on this Mega, but fortunately Dahang realized, hey, I'm at risk of losing out on both items here. I need to get in, need to get this Mega, but then finding a way back out from the LG is not going to be easy, especially with this HMG coming in from Killsen. It's going to be good damage either way. There's the orb, a little bit faked out this time, and Dahang takes the frag right on back. 61 HP, Dahang's at danger of receiving exactly what he just dished out.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play by Dahang there. Threw the orb out to cover that base and then chased him into the graveyard and put him in his own grave here as he gets the heavy. Mega is up, but a lot of LG as he exits that telly.
All right, so Dahang still a little bit weak, and unfortunately for him, that frag didn't turn into full control of both of the items. It's going to go right back into just being traded with a bit of a split this time, but Dahang just couldn't afford to cross the map. They've both got HMGs out here looking for just the pepper damage, trying to see who can actually push in on this next heavy, or at least try to prevent Killsen from doing so. Dahang's going to see Killsen commit to the heavy, coming back over to the Mega itself, but with this delay, that could be dangerous.
I love the way that Dahang is utilizing that HMG Killsen as well. Just so much damage for free there if you have that out at the right time. Dahang will get in on this Mega needs some more rockets here and could get caught out. Does a good job of not going up that jump pad, but instead uses the opposite one to get tri-bolt and just kind of playing slow right now, trying to keep distance.
Yeah, he's got his Dire Orb, so he's got the potential there. Oh, but Killsen not even looking at that HMG. That's a lot of free damage for Dahang, and if Killsen wants to come out through this door, he's going to get trapped. It's going to be a corner play, Orb versus the Flame Strike, and Killsen's able to take that frag back. That was maybe a risky play out of Dahang, but of course if he had taken the frag, we would have called him a genius. But genius rockets coming out of Killsen here. Dahang just getting entirely shut down.
Those rockets absolutely insane. That play from Dahang, I think the Dire Orb just didn't let it rip enough, and the Flames absolutely doused him there, and Killsen with the follow-up rockets.
You have to think about angles
play
there, because Killsen was able to knock himself back around the corner and then just avoid any follow-up damage that Dahang might have had. So if Dahang had allowed Killsen to move outside a little bit more, that would have turned into a much harder fight to escape from Killsen.
Let's see if he can escape from this fight, as Killsen, again, his rocket's so on point right now. Just waiting around the corner. Dahang temporarily stuck by LG here. Will make the jump across. Killsen hears it, wants to get out some damage, but opts not to as the nails spamming through the doorway.
And Killsen still being pretty quiet here, hearing Dahang very noisily go get the pickup for the rockets. A little bit of spam damage off as we've got a few more seconds before the Mega, but Killsen is going to be breaking back over towards Heavy instead. And so far, even the item trade circumstances have been favoring Killsen pretty effectively. Dahang not really willing to risk. Geez, that was a poor choice of words on my part. A pickup of the Mega with any kind of delay, just because it's just not worth it.
Good rocket from Dahang to keep Killsen out here, but grabs a 25 right behind him, stacks right back up. Misses on a rocket of his own. Tri-bolt out instead. Dahang trying to push in with the LG, and that rocket's fantastic from Killsen. He's been hitting some crazy ones right now. Killsen trying to make his way onto the Mega. Very dangerous. Dahang with a great rocket of his own now, pushing Killsen in the corner, and this will allow Dahang to have full control of the map. The Dire Orb comes in just as a warning flare.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been tempting to go in for that Dire Orb and secure them both, but now Dahang's going to have some momentum here with both items. He's looking to tighten the noose up against Killsen, who's doing some good damage with the shotgun, but Dahang's still plenty of stack at the end of that frag. We've got Killsen back on the Death Knight now, right up the jump pad, pulling out the Flame Strike, but Dahang's rockets locking him down.
What a
Just gotta be careful about the firewall. Yeah.
Great job to switch to rockets, bounces Killsen up in the air, and avoids the Flame Strike. So important, and his stack is still pretty decent. He can get it back in on this Heavy.
Yeah, so Killsen going all in with the dual LGs, trying to prevent this full rotation of the items, and that plan is going to work out just barely. He's going to need all these 25s just to stay alive as Dahang comes back in with the Ranger. Even Machine Gun would be dangerous, taking away just about every 25 on this side of the map. Next Mega is going to be, well contended.
That was actually crazy by Dahang, because he kind of stood where you would get telefragged, and he kind of tempted fate. Killsen did a good job of chasing and getting that frag.
I was a little bit nervous there for a moment, I will admit. You've got Killsen just looking for the TP exit. Not really much to back off to, but we've still got Dahang controlling both items. As we've seen, that isn't always enough to give you the frag, but here on Corrupted Keep, it's more about just maintaining that momentum. Killsen stopped dead in his tracks, actually, behind the statue, looking for a way back out, breaking in here with LG. Dahang is trying to push back in on this Mega. Killsen baiting it just a little bit, wondering if he's going to be dropping down. There's the pickup, and he actually doesn't really take much damage there, so good win there for Killsen. Even with Dahang getting away with his armor, it's a much better situation for him now.
Yeah, I like that play from Killsen, just kind of waiting, seeing how much Dahang would commit to it. Dahang snuffs it out and says, all right, this is clearly a trap, and just doubles back for the Heavy.
And of course, a bit of a moment of silence as we've got Dahang just hanging out at the corridor. It's going a little bit quiet. Killsen more than happy to just say, hey, all right, cool, I'll keep my back to Mega. You can keep your back to Heavy. But with this timing split, Killsen can still be dangerous here.
Yeah, it's important to keep an eye on the clock as well as it ticks away. Dahang does has the champion advantage here, and a Dire Orb. Very, very dangerous if Killsen gets caught out here, and they might meet around the elbow. Great preemptive rocket from Killsen there, as Dahang just kind of eats that one, and now he's stuck in a terrible position.
It's so hard to make free damage happen against that corridor, and the fact that Killsen got that is a huge precedent to set, especially with the Mega coming back up. And if Killsen didn't really want to push in on this Heavy after the last Mega, this could be a justified one. Oh, but he ends up eating a rocket himself. That might well be enough to change his mind. Here comes a little bit of delay on the Mega. Killsen dropping back in towards it, and he's looking like he's not concerned about Dahang pushing in on the Mega here.
Killsen with that great HMG fire here as the rocket zooms by his face. The splash doesn't do any damage here, and Killsen will get a little bit of splash of his own. as he's waiting way too early for this heavy here.
When does he think this is happening?
He realizes something's wrong, but he's still hanging around. He's like, wait, where is it?
Up until the last Mega, they were just about in sync, so this entire time, Killsen must have thought that the rotation was a little bit more offset than it actually is. But there's the pickup, and here comes the attempted RJ attempted walk back. Just get the Mega, Killsen. Just get it. Pick it up. There it is.
And
well done.
30 seconds left. He is stacked back up, but Dahang playing very slow, has Dire Orb, might get caught out here. Dahang barely escapes. That could have been a terrible situation. Killsen trying to find him out. 20 seconds now. Dire Orb comes out preemptively here. And the dual wield, will it be enough? The rocket's raining down on Dahang, and he's stuck in the corner. And great job by Killsen. And we're down to a 1v1 here with 13 seconds. And the spawn is not in favor of Dahang as he eats rockets. The totem comes down, the shotgun comes out. Is it enough? 55 HP.
I mean, Dahang up against the wall
And
what?
The totem.
Wait.
And I think the webcam says it all. He is at the power of Christ compelled him right there. He is furious.
I thought you had deleted that totem. I think he thought so too.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, look at that. Look at that. He's like, oh my God, the totem's still there, but he has to shake it off as we go into the 4th round here.
I certainly hope he can. So Dahang here is going to be spawning heavy. We got Killsen rushing back in towards from Mega. And you can see immediately how much, he's kind of taken that last frag to heart. He is looking aggressive.
Yeah, he's out for blood here, furious with how that round played out. But he needs to try and keep his wits about him and play smart here and not rush into unnecessary damage. As the LG comes out, it's great. Dahang trying to spam some nails. Dire Orb comes out, the dual wheel comes out, 14 HP here. Whoa. And the rocket will take out Dahang. Killsen gets the best of him, and he will have some 25s at his disposal.
Yeah, somehow Dahang thought he could just walk over to that 25 without exposing the angle. And actually, he's still a dual out. He could have done the damage, but Killsen's rocket just getting that first and last word.
Killsen really close to catching Dahang out again here, as now he's trapped behind LG. The LG almost pushes him off. And here comes the orb and the switch to rocket, and Killsen getting that frag as well. 39 HP, very close fight over in the boneyard. Amazing rocket to start off again, as Dahang just eating a lot of damage off spawn, but says, hey, here's nails, Killsen, eat these. And Trent Reznor is absolutely furious with that illegal use of 9-inch nails by Dahang.
Well, still, Killsen's going to have all the stack in the world, as Dahang is still going to be looking to bring up that next frag to tie things up. It's going to be some good nail gun damage so far, as Killsen playing out the corner, realizing that Dahang still doesn't have a rocket launcher and wants to lay that bait.
Playing really slow here. Mega's going to be up in 5. He gets caught out in the flame strike right on point. Does have a totem. Needs to throw that down to heal back up, but the tick will keep doing damage and give away his position here, as Killsen keeping an eye on him. Will steal the Mega and the totem, though.
Yeah, great damage out of Dahang, and again, the totem has the potential to tilt Killsen, as we've got the 225s taken, and he's also taking a lot of LG. Dahang barely alive, but he's certainly put Killsen back in the corner, as we've got Dahang looking for priority on. Well, actually, it's going to be a long time before either of these items come out, so it would do Dahang a lot of good to keep this pressure on while Killsen is weak. And
totem's the telly again, and he's on the chase as Killsen trying to get away. And he will actually get in on the Mega here, as Dahang, overly aggressive, loses position on it. Takes a lot of rocket damage, actually, from the spams. Will get the heavy, but again, the dunk from the totem just haunting Killsen here, and he's got to be frustrated. Flame Strike comes out from across the map, and Dahang is totally okay with that as he waits by Tribal, trying to slow the game down a bit.
Well, even though Killsen hurt himself today on those totems, Dahang is still one frag away from losing this entire thing.
Dahang trying to make something happen here. Down to the Galena. As he forces out Killsen, which is good. Mega goes to Dahang. He's going to go up the bounce pad. They will trade the items, and 2 minutes left. Dahang trying to make something happen here. Great machine gun damage here.
Machine gun.
Killsen licking his wounds now. Does have Flame Strike back up and 225s to work with in this red room here.
Good read out of Dahang, but it's a read that doesn't really allow him a great angle to lay down the fire, as the fire is coming from Killsen himself. We've got Dahang trying to push back in, but not getting the initial damage off, just kind of scraping by with these fights. It's going to be a fight over the Mega. He's got that early Mega, or rocket rather, to open things up, but the Heavy's still going to get stolen away. He's just
doing a good job. Yeah, Dahang doing a good job, though, putting out the damage, and Killsen's still really weak, even though Dahang missed out on that Heavy. Does grab the 50, has totem up, and he can have overstack in just a second, but he's going to wait and try and use this for the fight here, trying to catch him out with LG. The tickle not strong enough. Killsen just trying to stay alive.
we've got just over 1 minute for Dahang to make something amazing happen. He's going to be walking right into the flames, but it's not going to be enough to save Killsen, as he's going to be knocked down to his BJ. Dahang is going to need that totem, going to need that heavy armor to stay alive for this next fight.
The dual wheel comes out immediately from Killsen as he spawns in on that BJ, grabs the LG, but the Rockets will pin him up against the wall. And Dahang does a great job of taking that round 2-2. We're going into a round 5. It seems to be happening a lot.
Yeah, Dahang not looking quite as fragile and frail as he was in those early rounds. So we're going to be going into a tiebreaker on Corrupted Keep, and it's, yeah, he's even looking a little bit surprised.
And there's another emote for the Spud Hunter.
Free emotes all weekend. We've got Mega taken by Killsen. Dahang actually checking Mega before even going over towards Heavy. These spawns can be a little bit ambiguous sometimes, especially if you don't hear the item get picked up. But that being said, Killsen is in a bad spot.
Yeah, this could be his downward spiral here as Dahang does take a lot of damage. Needs to exit. The LG chase is fantastic. The rocket not quite good enough, and Killsen might close this in as the gauntlet damage comes out as a last hurrah from Dahang.
Yeah, he really did get caught on that TP exit. That TP exit has been just cursed all day, as we've got Killsen just doing some fadeaway damage with rockets and nails before heading back over towards Heavy. And coming back out into mid, Dahang is only now going to be getting his own rocket launcher. Fortunately, he's got LT. It's going to be nasty damage either way. Killsen still popping his head over the top as he's only at 7 HP before recovering.
Does grab at 325s luckily, but still very, very low here. Mega will not be up for another 8 seconds. Could get caught out in Red Room here as the rocket preempted from Dahang. Fantastic, but the LG take will follow up as well.
So Killsen, 67 health, still having to grab all the poverty items he can. Showing up to this Heavy's very dangerous, leaving that Dire Orb as an avenue of escape. But another totem, he's got to be feeling terrible about this at this point, as he's looking for some recovery, but the rockets from Dahang just keep on raining in.
Dahang trying to close out this kill here, but Killsen doing a good job staying, keeping the upper advantage here and getting these 50 armors and working with whatever he can. So he makes his way over to the Mega here. The rocket will miss. Mega looks like it'll go towards Dahang.
And at this point, just breaking down, just item pickups. I mean, Killsen has been a little bit lower in terms of Megas with 14 to 17, exactly even on the Heavies, which I wasn't expecting after that first round. It was really looking heavy in Killsen's side, but Dahang is coming back swinging.
Tribal down from Killsen now as he spams a little bit, won't get any information off of that, waiting. Red Room trying to double back. He will lose out on this Mega though. Does not have the position on it. Will drop lower. Dahang just waiting, begging him to go in for it. And he's actually going to take the top path over Killsen and catch him out here. Killsen using the orb to get into that Heavy room, grab that armor, catches out Dahang, but the LG is fantastic. Is it enough? Killsen doing a good job with the rocket splash and the LG to try and keep Dahang out. Nails
Full credit to both of these players here. I mean, Dahang delayed the Mega, went for the attack on the Heavy. As soon as Killsen realized that, he thought, okay, time to get Heavy and then race you back to Mega. And he did so much damage with the rockets through the TP that Dahang really didn't get much out of that entire play. So as it stands, they're both going to be a little bit weak. A lot of spam coming into mid.
Killsen will get in on this Mega. The position is there, but the Dire Orb will miss out. Now it's an LG fight, and Dahang doing a lot of damage. Shotgun comes out from Killsen to try and end at 63 HP as he jumps over. Luckily missing the totem this time, but the LG is so good as Dahang goes up the jump pad. 8 HP from Killsen, barely surviving that altercation.
Killsen showing that in the game of getting mad or getting even, sometimes he can do both, but he's still so weak here, just defending against Dahang as he tries to push in and convert on that damage that he had previously made. Oh my god, but the predicted nail gun pins him to the floor, taking the first map.
The whole first map on those nails, unbelievable as he catches Dahang double backing through that hallway, and that was just a crazy slugfest of a map.
Yeah, things got really nasty towards the last round there, where both players were just doing consistent damage either way, not quite securing the frags, but yeah, you can see Killsen a little bit relieved there.
Yeah, I still can't believe that totem play. We might have to play that on loop over and over again.
I wish the
incredible.
scoreboard showed us like totem donks, because you just hear them again and again and again, and it's not just the actual damage, it's the psychological damage as well. Like, I can't go through these teleporters, I can't come around these corners, I can't drop onto Heavy or Mega without just eating some damage.
Yeah, it might affect him in real life. He might not be able to open doors anymore. He might just be paranoid. Like the poor guy, just face-checking totems left and right. But at the end of the day, he takes the map, so it doesn't even matter.
All right, well, it's going to be map 2, and Dahang, again, nearly brought it back together, just like Toxic did in that entire series against Cooler. Hopefully, that wasn't an omen of things to come.
Yeah, I mean, you could fall back on Killsen's. That was Killsen's map pick, so you can go into this saying, all right, whatever, I was close. I almost took his map
Whatever,
pick. Let's go to my map pick now, and let's see what Dahang can do to try and pull this to 1-1 and force the third map of Ruins.
You might not know this, 40, but at this level, losing any map
Yeah.
is not all that great.
Yeah, you don't want to lose, I think I've been told. I'm getting that feed in my ear right now. But let's get into the champ picks here. What do you think is going to pretty standard picks from these players as we see the visor early from
Yeah,
Dahang?
of course. I mean, just throwing out a early visor means that, yeah, you've kind of got to mirror that. Ranger, you do need somebody who can give you that mobility for the items. And Galena could be a pick, but we've also got Doomslayer coming out from Dahang, so a double mobility champion pick here, giving him a lot of ability to get on the rail early, get in on the rocket launcher early while still maintaining item control.
And the BJ from Killsen, so he opts not to go for the super mobile champion to mirror that of Dahang's. But Blood Covenant, anything could happen, as a Death would say.
Anything.
I'm very excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, a little bit concerned about Dahang's performance at the early part of Corrupted Keep. Towards the end, even though Killsen took the map, Dahang was definitely looking much more consistent.
Yeah, a little shaky, a little shaky. Let's see if he can shake it all off here, as T-Swift would say, as we go into map number 2 in the series. Dahang versus Killsen, last quarterfinals. Winner advances to the semis and doubles their money.
Gives me shivers just hearing that, but as we get into it, again, they're both looking fairly confident. Of course, Dahang, he's just got the blood of a reptile running through his veins. And Blood Covenant, again, a classic map, newly updated and refreshed for Quake Champions. I gotta say, it's actually my favorite version of the campgrounds overall.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I haven't really enjoyed the older ones, but this is my favorite. Okay, I'm a big fan, so we'll see if
is
Dahang
it a
can
favorite
take
of yours in Quake Champions in general?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
We'll see if Dahang can reboot kind of and take this map. I think to him he probably just chalked it up to I'll allow it on that first one and just let Killsen have it.
That is a rough one, and of course, if Dahang can indeed take Blood Covenant, Ruins of Sarnath would be a crazy map to go into. Again, we've got Rails finally coming into the play between Killsen and Dahang. And Zoot mentioned it earlier, even though Railson obviously loves his railgun, he also loves a little bit of Corrupted Keep. But now we've got the potential for all kinds of rail traps, all kinds of orb traps. I don't want to call it, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Dahang, okay?
I
Just because
will
he dropped
too,
it was a little sketchy, but I think he could pull this together, take it to Ruins.
I think the biggest thing that I noticed there was that one Killsen had eaten that totem and he got mad. It didn't just make him tilt, it made him get stronger and a little bit more tight on his rocket and nail placement.
Yeah, it wasn't even his final form. He kind of face checked the totem and was like, okay, now we're going to play. That's it.
And that's adrenaline kind of lasted him throughout the entire map. But again, adrenaline is a fickle thing. Let's see if it can last him into Blood Covenant as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see them square off on Blood Covenant. The visor play is going to be huge. Like you said, the rail is going to be huge. Dahang's rail isn't bad.
No,
I've seen him hit quite the railgun shot here and there, and we'll see what Dahang we get going into the second map.
Yeah, it's funny because Dahang is not somebody I would call as consistent as some other players. I mean, just like Toxic. I mean, we either see God Toxic or, unfortunately, the Toxic that we saw on Ruins of Sarnath. And Dahang can kind of fit into that role a little bit as well. Killsen, again, he just keeps improving.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I don't think Dahang's going to try and take rail battles. He plays very smart. He's only going to take the rails that, if he misses, it's not going to absolutely cripple him. And it's one-way damage. Like, if he misses, no big deal. If he hits, great. But we'll see how much Killsen and Dahang utilize the rail. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, of course, with Dahang having such a pedigree on maps like Blood Run historically through Quake Live and even before, he's always been a player who can create a situation where he gets that first 10, locks you down, pops you up in the air with a rocket, and destroys you. And so it's a little bit less about the attrition damage with LG and rails across the map and getting those close quarter plays. All right, so we're going to be just recreating the server here real quick, so we get a bit of a rundown on the champ picks again, but we are indeed heading back into Blood Covenant.
And this is so scary right now. I mean, obviously Dahang's not thinking this way, but, you're one map away from being knocked out.
Yeah,
think
tell
he
him,
can,
40. Tell him how much he has on the line.
Not to remind you or scare you. He can't hear me anyway, but it's terrifying. Don't lose this. But no, we'll see. Both players, it was a very close game, so we'll see how close Blood Covenant can be. Map number 2 in the series for the last quarterfinal match here. Killsen versus Dahang.
We have the GLs and the HFs, so best of luck to both of them. But obviously, I want to see a third map, so rah to hang. The Killsen, though, spawning at the top of the bridge, immediately orbing back out for the pickup of Rail, and that'll give him a heavy armor as well. Over on the other side of the map, we've got the Hang, a little bit more of a standard play on the LG, Mega, and HMG, and it's going to be his first rocket launcher a few seconds after Killsen.
Pops that vision, has the information now, gets a Rail of his own.
Yeah, what can very quickly happen here on Blood Covenant is a trap on the rail. Neither player really went for that, so they're both going to have the ability to just have neutral rails across the bridge. So it's going to be a dire just getting up close and personal. I said close quarters fight. I wasn't expecting it to happen like that.
Killsen was like, here I am, entertain me, and Dahang does with some rockets and gets the quick early frag there.
It certainly rocked him like a hurricane, so we've got Dahang just keeping control of the top of the map, knowing that Heavy's going to be back up, but wants to get a little bit of a bead on where Killsen is heading before committing to the item pickup. But that also allows him the ability to just create that item timing standoff. So that with all that initial LG coming out of Dahang, Killsen has got to go recover.
Yeah, great awareness there, knowing that he wanted the rockets having the LG out, doing a lot of damage, but Killsen returning that LG damage and pushing Dahang down onto the lower area here through the shotgun. Dahang won't be able to get back up on this Mega. Needs to stack back off 25s. Needs to be careful though, Killsen is around the corner.
Yeah, he's been controlling, but still a little bit passive since that initial frag. And of course, with the damage that Killsen has done in retaliation, it almost forces the item trade situation here. But with that item timing difference, that might not last very long. It's really going to come down to these next rails in mid-map.
Yeah, and early on, Dahang missing some of these easy rails here. That could be a sign of things to come, as his vision will come back up. Mega is back up, pops it for the information. It could get an easy,
oh my God.
There it is, LG to rail combo, eats a little bit of tribal damage. Going to leave the Mega up here. It might chase this, as Heavy is also coming up shortly. Killsen knows something's up, doubles back, grabs the Mega.
Yeah, that was actually a really good read from Killsen, even without the piercing sight, just realizing, okay, my opponent is going to want to get up close and personal. I need to not let that happen and go get myself a Mega, but Killsen dropping down and out with the LG from Dahang, just able to tighten that noose and secure the frag, even though Killsen, honestly, he made the right call.
Yeah, Dahang a little fearless there, knew that he had the stack advantage and just melts him at the bottom of pillars. Dahang trying to make his way back over to the Heavy now. Killsen just trying to grab items here. He only has Nail Gun playing really slow. Will get in on this Heavy, it looks like, as Dahang opts to go for the Mega.
Yeah, so after a frag like that, the fact that Dahang almost allowed the items to get back in sync and allow Killsen to get a pickup of the Heavy himself, that is going to slow things down here just a little bit at the moment. But with top control, Dahang, as soon as he realizes that Killsen is down at the armor, that's going to be lights out. But Dahang just doesn't get the read.
Have vision again here, very important to keep that off cooldown as much as possible. Spamming a little bit of rockets, look at the information. And the rail, eating nails though, needs to be careful. Falls down for the Heavy. Mega is up again. We'll restock on the rail. Killsen just playing very, very slow here as he goes through the teleportal.
And of course, we've got the timer to now worry about. I mean, Dahang 2 frags up, even with the items being traded like this, that doesn't necessarily allow Killsen to get in close and make a fight happen. So even though a little bit of like chip damage happening here from Dahang could be enough to keep Killsen more focused on his own stack than finding a trap against Dahang, but he manages to get in to LG range at the very least.
Again, doing a good job of playing keep away. Dahang doesn't really have to commit to anything, but decides to rocket jump
Careful
just to let him know I'm there. But it looks like they will trade items again.
And you know that Killsen is sharply aware of any mistakes that Dahang makes. Even with movement, even with a little rocket jump like that, Killsen is going to be able to respond immediately. And indeed, Dahang is a little bit trapped here on the entrance to pillars, and even go to pillars won't help, but he pops him right over his head, and that's going to be a free escape for Dahang.
Yeah, Dahang doing a good job of staying calm, not trying to drop down or get crazy, but Killsen getting crazy with the rocket jump up, and he gets to eat one for his troubles here as Dahang escapes towards that lower armor, and time is ticking. Killsen knows it. He's got to get these frags.
And you can almost hear his sigh coming from Killsen, where he knew that he had to hang relatively low, but as he had indeed taken that rocket to the face, he's got to just, all right, fine. You go get Mega, I'm going to go get Heavy. I'll catch you in 5. But catch him, indeed he will, as he's looking to stay up top and just make this an LG game, but the LG from Dahang just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, great play from Dahang there, playing very defensive, knows he has the advantage. Killsen has to come to him. And is this Dahang showing Killsen a little bit of his own medicine, maybe?
There was a lot going on in that round, actually. We saw a lot of aggression from Killsen that Dahang just had good defensive shots to respond with. Dahang was, for at least a little while, trying to control the full circulation of the items until he got those 2 frags up. And then, if we have to trade and I could just strong-arm you for the rest of the match, no problem. But these nails to open things up.
So much damage. Killsen needs to be very careful here as Dahang can... Oh, the rockets are fantastic, and he can just finish this with machine gun. It pops the vision, and the hunt is on for Dahang.
Killsen getting dropped right down in the blood pool, making it a little bit deeper, a little bit stickier. And you have to be careful when you're spawning on the pillar side of the map. I mean, there are so many spawns that also allow your opponent to just put some immediate pressure on you.
Killsen wants a rail real bad here as he grabs that Dahang, taking that lower path to LG. Here's the jump pad and is waiting quietly here. We'll have vision shortly for information.
Gonna have to find out exactly how quiet it was, but quite enough that Killsen just ends up eating that rail. And Dahang doesn't even freak out. He just maintains that position, looking for the exit from top pillars. 5 seconds to either item just about. And Dahang, he's actually got enough damage off on Killsen that he could justify trying to put some pressure on one. But a trade is a fair game here.
Trying to gather as many of the time shards as he can to keep that vision up. Killsen waiting on that upper 50 armor. Here's right around the corner. And the rocket's fantastic. The follow-up is also good. Doesn't find the rail shot, though. But Dahang needs to back away.
So 2 great rockets from Killsen, and Dahang had one of his own in response, and that was enough to keep Killsen a little bit distant here, but he's going to be able to get in close. Dahang looking for the rail before he goes to the TP. It's still going to be a bit of a chase, and honestly, if Killsen chases here, it could be trouble.
And the rocket jump up again from Killsen. Dahang just flying by, doesn't even pay any mind to it.
Yeah,
Oh.
he just had no idea which direction he was coming from. He heard the rocket jump, like you said, but didn't really know where it was or why it was.
Yeah, Killsen getting a free rail for it, but Dahang pops the vision and can catch him out over by the rockets here. The follow-up rocket not good. The first one popping him up just barely. Dahang still coming out on top, does have the champion advantage as we're 2 minutes into the round.
I think we're seeing a lot of these plays just because time and time again, you get a frag, you get that first frag, and you go, okay, cool, I can go to Mega, I can go to Heavy, but then somebody spawns with the BJ, or in this case, maybe even a Doom guy or a Ranger, and just utterly decimates you. So after you make a frag, you have to be very cautious about how aggressive you get on the major items.
Dahang looking the wrong way here, might pay for it with the LG as Killsen pushes in aggressively. The swap to rail will not pay off for Dahang, but it will for Killsen as he gets that frag and ties it up.
That has to be cathartic, especially after catching Dahang off the spawn with another rail. Dahang's still going to be able to Dire Orb back up top in preparation for that Mega. It's still going to be a little bit of time before it comes back up, and indeed that's going to be something that Killsen takes full advantage of.
Oh, great rail from Killsen. They're just catching out Dahang by those rockets, and he has the Mega, so full map control, and another rail as Dahang is in the wrong place. The rocket jump is fantastic, but could have gone for the chase there. Maybe not so fantastic.
Yeah, Killsen's got to be feeling like he has a lot of agency right now, especially dropping in on Dahang with the Dire Orb, nailing him to the wall with the rockets, and taking a very clean second round.
Yeah, great job of from Killsen to tie that up 1-1. Just a dominant performance in that round.
It was a little bit tougher for Dahang to slow things down, and whenever Killsen had the opportunity to make it a faster fight and secure something, you can read it there on Dahang's face. Dahang's got to know just how expressive he is these days.
Oh yeah, he just wants to be emotes. That's what he wants. He knows it.
Want to live that GIF life. All right, that's what moms choose. But Killsen going to be getting the early grab for the rail. And as we've seen so far, currently sitting at 57%, that alone makes him dangerous. Dahang isn't looking scared at all, though. Ducking back over towards pillars. Killsen could be able to pick up a rocket launcher. No LG for him just yet, but at this distance, it's going to be all he needs.
The rails from Killsen are pretty good here as he's shooting 50%. Dahang not so much with the 26, and that's costing him here. The tri-bolt, though, is fantastic, and Killsen with another rail again as Dahang drops onto the heavy.
Yeah, he even got a little bit of damage off with the tri, but now Dahang is going to be reeling from that fight. Mega's going to be back up. Killsen with priority on it, but the tri-bolt from below has to be respected. Killsen's still going to get a clean pickup, and now Dahang doesn't really have anywhere to go. Even the 25s in this map are so dangerous.
Yeah, Dahang being forced to use that lower level here as Killsen now pops the vision. Gets a free rail as Dahang goes up. The jump head and the follow-up is good, but he's out of rail, so he's going to have to switch to another gun, and the machine gun will do it. Takes Dahang out.
Really good switch over to the heavy machine gun there, but we saw several times where Killsen had flicked away after the rail as if he wasn't going to hit, but he goes, hey, oh, actually that hit, and he's still there? Well, let's do it again.
It's fun.
Yeah, it works. But off the spawn, Dahang coming back in with LG. It could be an air rocket, but no, it's going to be Killsen having to defend against this LG, but still getting the rail off on Dahang.
Pops that vision, just fearless there with low HP, hits the rail that he needs and deletes Dahang out of the air, and Dahang just like that down to his Doomslayer. 2 minutes into the round, needs to make some magic happen and try and tie this up.
And saving Doomslayer for a third champion is not something we see very often, but he's got a good defensive ability, a great passive ability for getting weapons, and if you're going to spawn on bridge, you do need that railgun as early as possible.
Killsen will have vision here shortly, could catch him out at this 25.
Nice.
Wow. Just toying with him, be like, yeah, that's still up. Go ahead, grab it.
And that's dangerous because as soon as Dahang wants to leave, then he's going to be still open to a rail. Fortunately for him, Killsen didn't quite make that connection. But we've got the Mega coming back up. Oh, and Dahang almost gets caught in LG. Barely makes the escape.
Very fortunate there. Pops Berserk to get away. Just a brisk jog for him as he stacks back up to 100 and trying to grab some 50s. Killsen grabbing Mega and has the vision now, looking for this rail. Oof. Good job from Dahang. Return that damage. Killsen missing out on his. Trying to chase though. Dahang not looking. The LG comes out. The switch to rail. No good. And Dahang will get in on the heavy, trying to turn this around.
Yeah, the aggression from Killsen is certainly risky in Quake Champions because, yeah, you can have that frag turnaround at the drop of a hat, but Killsen knowing he just needs one more frag to take the round, yeah, he thinks it's worth the risk.
Good rail from Dahang there as Killsen goes up to jump pad. And the LG fantastic as he drops down and finishes it off near the banana. And Dahang immediately rocket jumps up to Mega to secure that armor shortly after and could catch him out here at Rockets. Misses with the initial rail but has a double jump to try and clear the gap. Killsen missing that rocket. That could have been huge. Dahang will get in on the heavy with not a lot of damage coming out of Killsen.
Using a rocket jump to take over at the top very, very quickly. Still 12 seconds before the Mega comes back, but Dahang looking to lay a trap. And Dahang's trapped Killsen so far in this round. Looking to see if he can do it again, but Killsen doesn't quite commit to the LG room like Dahang was hoping. That means he's got to give up the Mega and start hitting back over towards Heavy, but Killsen still has a few more door prizes before Dahang can do that.
Yeah, that rocket was fantastic to cut off the jump pad up, and Dahang fortunate not to eat a full 100 on that. Use the double jump to cancel it. So he makes his way over to rail. Heavy is up for him. Huge split on the items now. Dahang has plenty of time to try and get back to this. Killsen trying to use some defensive rockets to keep him out. A little bit of tri-bolt as well. Dahang again, so much time to attack this Mega, forcing Killsen out towards that lower LG area.
Unfortunately for him, he's got, well, just about 50 seconds to make a frag back. But yeah, delaying the Heavy made the routing for Killsen a little bit more ambiguous. So now Dahang can go on the chase, but can he actually hunt him down when Killsen knows he's being hunted?
30 seconds for Dahang, has to catch him out. That rail is going to be brilliant to start off with, and now he's just stuck in the lower pillar area. Killsen, no Dire Orb. The rocket's fantastic, but the LG's good from Killsen as well. One more rocket, and the rocket from Killsen will delete Dahang as his hand was forced 2-1.
Yeah, he knew that one rocket either way could decide things, but as soon as Killsen hit that jump pad, it's a sketchy angle. And you can see Killsen just aiming down, catching Dahang flat-footed on the ground, taking the round away.
And I think he's pretty satisfied with that.
Saying one more there, as we actually literally are in the last potential round for this matchup. Killsen going to be able to take away, again, another early rail. That was what Zoot was saying earlier about, hey, sometimes he just spawns like right on the rail with one already in his hands with a bow on it. Dahang getting his own pickup, but has to spend a little bit more to get there.
An early rail here, fades away. Trying to grab these shards and has vision up again.
Going to be tracking him and punishing him with the rail, but it's going to be traded in kind as Killsen is just a little bit better stacked off. Indeed, it's going to be nasty stuff, but Dahang eats into the rail. That heavy armor will not be saving him. Oh, every single rail could be the end of Dahang here.
And Dahang, again, getting so lucky as Killsen missing these rails to end it. And that could have been the end of Old Visor here, but getting very lucky. Dahang needs to be careful not to push forward on this. A little bit of rocket damage. And wow, that rocket from Killsen, fantastic. Dahang missing with a rail of his own.
This is all so risky from Dahang. I mean, he's making the hits happen, but he's so weak. Even approaching these choke points is dangerous with the rocket splash, but he's still here, still alive. Killsen's going to know how low he is. but still looking to leave back out and go get that heavy armor. Dahang is going to be left floundering to take away these 25s.
That exchange was absolutely incredible. Dahang playing with fire there, as any amount of splash could have killed him, but he actually bullies Killsen off and grabs the Mega. They will trade the items, and things have turned around for Dahang.
I mean, he was actually still rather close to getting that frag, but risky stuff the whole way through. Dahang not quite getting any of these rocket connections. Looking for Killsen down below, eating a little bit from below himself, as he's going to be looking for a neutral play on the bridge. Time to breathe, time to relax just for a moment. Okay, the moment's over. We got heavy armor coming back up, as it's going to be potentially another trade here. It's going to be really up to Killsen to see, yep, if he wants to cross the map and put some damage on Dahang before taking that Mega. And the damage is good from Killsen here. Dahang still baiting out another rail. And with that rocket spam, it's going to be kind of loud and obvious.
Yeah, Dahang, you know, a lot of these rails, Killsen getting a lot of mileage out of that railgun. Dahang needs to re-up on the rockets here, as trying to stack back up again with the rail. Killsen doing a great job of just keeping Dahang down with these rails, and literally down on the ground, as Killsen will drop with the LG and melt Dahang in the pillar room.
Shooting fish in a barrel there with a lightning gun.
Just zapping fish in a barrel.
Sounds like a fun weekend. All right, but we got Killsen here overlooking the heavy. Dahang just wants to creep in and get the pick and go. I just spawned. Can I just have the one item? Well, indeed, he's only got Nails and LG to back him up here. It's going to be LG, or rather Mega, taken by Killsen, crossing right back over towards the rail, looking to put immediate pressure on Dahang. Again, last round, and Dahang is down a frag.
Yeah, trying to get rockets at Dahang with not much to work with. Only has Nail and LG. Killsen has full inventory here. He wants to close this out.
This is a very different game than the kind that we saw over the past 2 days, where they're both actually doing very good reads and very good fake outs, but you know, sometimes those fake outs turn into randomly running into each other. Here, it's actually been miscommunication after miscommunication with just damage throughout.
A little bit of nail damage coming out as Killsen misses some of those rails, but hits something like that as he jumps across. And Dahang's going to push in because he wants rockets, but eats another rail. Killsen, is he going to rocket jump up? No, he will go lower and take the jump pad up instead. Here's Dahang, and hits another great rail here, and another follow-up rail. Dahang trying to pepper with machine gun will finally bully Killsen off, but Killsen says, that's fine, I have the heavy, let me stack back up, and Dahang, for the moment, will grab the Mega and survive a little bit longer.
Yeah, if you're Dahang, you have to start thinking, if he can see me, he's going to rail me. Yeah. And right now, he doesn't know that Killsen can see him. He's going to be raining down the rockets from above. The lit damage on the rockets are going to be pretty good to defend, but is it enough to come up the jump pad? No,
rail.
It's not. The fadeaway rail from Killsen is now putting Dahang on his last champion.
And we are seeing Railson right now, 54%, make that 55, and he is hitting everything he needs, and he is getting closer and closer, one frag away from taking this series and knocking out the North American player.
It hurts when you say that.
I just had to be specific, to be fair.
I don't hate you for it, but it's going to be a fight here in the books. It's going to be Killsen turning over a new page, as it's going to be a play through the teleporter.
30 seconds here, and Dahang has to push. He doesn't have much of a choice. The rail comes out. He's very low here, and this could be it. Killsen just trying to stay alive. 20 seconds left.
Oh.
And the fadeaway rocket. Dahang had no choice but to eat it all. 3-1. Killsen will take the series. Look at how happy he is. And Dahang will make his exit from the tournament.
Fantastic spam. And a pretty good handshake. 9 out of 10.
That was a solid handshake.
Yeah.
Killsen is fired up right now.
Take this off me.
He's like, take this off me. What did I spike to? 250? 265?
And that rocket, you just could feel it coming. Like you just do the math and you go, oh, Dahang's going to hit that.
Yeah,
for,
look at that rail.
Eat that for 100 damage. Yikes. And yeah, 55%. I know Jason Kaplan's out there somewhere, and he just cannot deny the facts. There it is in black and white. Railson is real.
Railson is real.
I believe.
Unreal, but yeah, it's undeniable. Jason, sort it out.
On alert, but that's going to be Dahang out of the cup, out of the tournament.
I can admit when I'm wrong, you know? I can admit when I'm wrong. I thought Dahang was going to pull it off, but Killsen just proper rail monster on Blood Covenant takes the second map. And it was a very close first map. It was a bit of a slugfest, but he also got out on that, so well done to Killsen.
I honestly thought that it was going to be sort of a repeat of last year. I just feel like Dahang mentally has got an edge over Killsen, but he looked so determined throughout that entire series. He looked absolutely amazing. We're going to get some replays now during that series.
Again, the biggest thing to me was that when Killsen took a nasty round on Corrupted Keep with that totem, that we all thought that had been removed.
I thought he was done for that. That is a stinger.
Right.
You wake up in the morning and you feel it.
It was exactly the opposite of that. He just went crazy.
After that, it was game on.
Berserk, yeah. And he was able to carry that momentum through every map, even when Dahang really tried to slow it down in Blood Covenant.
I don't really want to be the one to ask him about him because I think he might do what Cooler did to me.
Yeah.
So
shut you down.
Killsen's a little bit nicer.
I could
actually.
take that bullet.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be able to catch up with him relatively soon once I get the shout. But we've got semi-finals matches that are now like ready for us. We're going to have Claws versus Rafa. I know a lot of people have anticipated that game, and obviously that means Killsen goes versus Cooler. Have you got preference of either of them?
I
Is
think
it possible?
I think Rafa's playing really strong, so I'm gonna have to go with Rafa on that in terms of Killsen versus Cooler. I don't know, both of them dominating. I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, Rafa looked great in his entire matchup, but again, Killsen, he not only got better throughout the tournament, he got better throughout these matches.
Yeah, Killsen just seems to be getting better and better. And again, if he's hitting rails like that, I don't know. It's hard to contest.
Yeah, and I thought his rocket play on this map, that's where Jason wouldn't shut up. But you know, rightfully so, because it was unbelievable. I think relatively soon we get over to that totem play. But the thing is, he left the totem up for a while. He chased beside it. All of us in the player area,
was there. It was hanging
like,
out.
Oh, we couldn't believe that he didn't destroy it on his way towards the hourglass area. I mean, it was really made me flinch.
Yeah, actually, I was confused because I thought he had gotten rid of it. I think he thought so too.
He had run out of ammunition, so he
Right.
clicked on it. I think he was jumping through the air, and there's the dunk there from Dahang side. I think he got the roof out too.
Yeah, great laugh there from Dahang too. Yeah, so you leave the totem up, and it's in the room so long that you just accept it as a natural part of the landscape.
It's just, it's furniture.
Just lurking there.
I still can't get over how Dahang just waits around the telefrag area, like out of the portal. He just plays with fire sometimes when he does that, and I was like, what are you doing? That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've seen telefrags at that point today. It's it has happened.
At that moment there, I thought